Usually when we talk about building something strong, we think about defenses, right? Like walls, armor, just protecting the perimeter. Like if you want to survive, you build a fortress.
Right, it's like this instinctive survival mechanism. Keep the threats out, stay safe.
Yeah. But then you step into the world of human relationships, and suddenly that fortress becomes a prison. Welcome to the deep dive. I was actually just listening to a whole other podcast about relational psychology, but today for our deep dive, we're looking at a document simply called Day 11.
Yep, day 11.
And our mission today is to unpack this text because it completely flips the modern cultural script on power, weakness, and self-preservation.
It really does. I mean, the whole premise here contrasts pride and humility from a Christian perspective. It frames pride as operating on this underlying assumption of I am always right,
Wow, yeah.
which, instinctively builds those defensive walls you just mentioned. But humility in this framework operates on the phrase, help me understand, and that builds bridges instead.
Help me understand. I love that. So let's unpack this bridge versus wall idea, because the reading points out that pride keeps score of every mistake.
Right. Like an exhausting relational scoreboard.
Yes, exactly. You're holding on to grudges like currency, just waiting for the exact moment to cash them in. But the problem with keeping score is that it inherently turns your partner into an opponent.
It really does. You end up competing against the person you're actually supposed to be connecting with. And the text argues that humility essentially unplugs that scoreboard entirely.
Just throws it out.
Exactly, just throws it away by choosing forgiveness.
But I mean, throwing away that scoreboard is incredibly hard, right? Like we are biologically wired to protect our egos,
Yeah.
which I think leads directly into this ultimate historical example in the material that completely shocked people at the time.
Oh, definitely. Day 11 uses Jesus Christ as the absolute model for this subverted power dynamic. It specifically points to the act of washing his disciples' feet.
Which was a huge deal back then.
Massive. To understand why this matters, you have to look at the cultural context. Within this Christian worldview, you have a figure recognized as the Son of God intentionally taking on the role of the absolute lowest servant.
Wow. So greatness in this paradigm isn't about demanding to be served at all. It's entirely about choosing to serve.
Right, it completely redefines authority. Like, the power isn't in dominating, it's in stepping down.
But let's be real here for a second. If you apologize first today or step down from an argument, you are basically handing over your power. I mean, doesn't the modern world constantly teach us to protect our pride and never apologize first?
Yeah, it totally feels like weakness in today's culture. You protect your pride or you get walked all over.
Exactly. We're wired to see humility as losing.
But the text flips that entirely. It defines humility within this kingdom of God framework not as weakness, but as strength under his control.
Strength under... Wait, meaning what exactly? How does holding back equal strength?
Well, think about it like this. If you are secure enough in your own value that you don't need to win an argument just to feel good about yourself, you actually hold the real power.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you aren't being controlled by your ego's desperate need for validation. Think about the immense internal restraint it takes to know you could completely crush someone in an argument and then intentionally choose not to for the sake of the relationship.
That is so hard to do. So how do you actually apply this when you're in the middle of a frustrating argument on, like, a Tuesday afternoon? Because the reading gets surprisingly actionable here.
It really does. It moves from abstract theology to practical habits, like intentionally listening before you speak.
Which is a big one.
Huge. And offering a sincere apology without adding a but at the end. Or serving someone without expecting a gold star, or, posting about it online.
Right. No posts about how humble you are. And the why behind those actions is probably my favorite takeaway from this whole deep dive. There is this one line in Day 11 that really drives it home. It says, humility doesn't make you less valuable, it makes your relationships more valuable.
That is the core of it. It shifts the entire goal from protecting your individual ego to investing in relational equity.
Yeah.
You aren't thinking less of yourself. You are just choosing to value the connection more than your own pride.
Which brings us right back to where we started with those fortresses. So just as a quick summary for you listening, humility isn't thinking less of yourself, it's choosing love over pride.
Exactly. It's that deep, grounded strength under control.
So if that's true, what happens to the power dynamics in a relationship when both people refuse to keep score?
Oh, it completely changes the game.
I mean, really think about it. What if both people throw out the scoreboard and instead actively compete to serve each other first? Could that mutual surrender, that tearing down of the fortress, actually be the ultimate form of relational security. It's definitely something for you to mull over until next time.